about Toolroom Records. Well, Toolroom Records is 10 years old this year. It's a really big year for us. We were born out of a shed outside my parents' house, hence the name Toolroom Records. Initially it was just an output for my own music, but as things progressed and kind of grew, it attracted more artists, and we had aspirations when we started the label to be a certain thing, and we laid down the foundations out of that very early, and it kind of has grown to that. What are the artists we sign? Well, we don't sort of put too much of a kind of bracket around it really. The only thing we ask for is quality, you know, and that's the only mantra we live by. We sign great records, you know. We don't follow trends. We don't jump on bandwagons. We just put out good music. We can go right the way from deep house to techno, as long as it's quality. They're the artists we're looking for. I suppose if you had to put a label on it, really, it would be tech house. You know, it sits somewhere between super underground and commercial. You know. I think music has become very polarised at the moment. You know, there tends to be a big movement to the far left, which would be underground, and the far right, which will be commercial. And I suppose what I do sits between the middle. You know, it's a balancing act of trying to make a record that's cool and credible and like, you know, underground, but having a commercial appeal. And there's a real trick to that. You know, and that's something I try and do that bucks the trend of both movements. I think exactly the polarisation of it, you know, the fact that people are so extreme in their sort of taste, you know. I think people could be a little bit more open-minded, and the great thing about North America, the way that things are blowing up, people have got an opportunity to do that, you know. There's not these big kind of divisions at the moment, so I think if people are a bit more open-minded, it'll be a healthy thing for dance music. My new track, Your Love. Well, I don't know. I just had an idea to do it. I was wanting to do that record for years and years and years, and it just seemed like the right time to do it. And yeah, it's been fantastically well received, and it should kind of roll on nicely right the way through to Ibiza. Spare time, what's that? No, I don't get a great deal of that, but no, I try to listen to other music. I think that's healthy. I think if you're kind of too one-dimensional, I think that's not a good thing as a writer. You need to draw influences from all sorts of music. Plus as well, I mean, I'm a big soul fan, and 80s disco and 70s disco and 80s funk. That's really my kind of thing. I mean, I like to look backwards, you know, to be able to look forwards, and you can draw some great influences and inspiration from some of their records.